Thanks for staying with us. A triumphant night for Pennsylvania Democrat John Fetterman after the new senator-elect squared off in one of the most heated and most watched races in the entire country. Fetterman beat opponent Dr. Mehmet Oz, managing to flip a Republican-held seat even as he continues to recover from a stroke. Fetterman now vowing to be the Democrats' 51st vote and fight for issues like abortion access and same-sex marriage. And with us tonight is Dr. Paul Kengor, author and professor of political science at Grove City College in Pennsylvania. Paul, great to be with you today. A lot to get to,
Thanks,
but
Teresa.
first, your reaction to last night's results, both in Pennsylvania and across the country.
Well, the Pennsylvania result is really shocking. I mean, everybody's trying to assimilate it. I did an earlier nationally syndicated talk show, and the host was out of Chicago, and he said, "I don't get this. How did this happen?" And Fetterman is he's an odd candidate to start with, right? His campaigning style, what he looks like, campaigning in a hoodie. He's politically very far to the left on all the different cultural issues. And then, of course, what happened in May during the Democratic primary, he had a stroke. And he's been, this is not an insult or a name calling. He's been cognitively impaired. He had to use a teleprompter during the debate with Oz. And it's probably, looking back, Tracy, at exactly what happened, it seems to be to Fetterman's benefit that there was a lot of early mail-in voting. And because those ballots came in before the debate, had all the voting happened after the debate, like it probably should have, on Election Day, November 8th. I mean, Fetterman's been down in the polls to Oz ever since that debate. But the early voting probably made the difference. And so you have somebody who is going to be going into the Senate, which is the premier debating institution in America, as it has been since the founding, who really can't debate and has significant cognitive issues. It's strange. It's really kind of surreal.
Yeah, it is very curious for sure. Another thing I want to bring up, Fetterman said that his race was fought for, quote, every job that was lost and every factory closed. However, he did previously say that he did not support fracking and basically would ban it. Furthermore, he defends Democrats' pledge to put coal miners out of work. I want to get your thoughts on that and the type of impact those policies would have on Pennsylvania's economy.
Yeah, it'd be devastating for the Pennsylvania economy. And he was asked about fracking during that debate, and he said that he opposed it, and then he said that he supported it, all in about 10 seconds. And in fact, he started that debate by saying, "Hello, everybody. I'm John Fetterman. Good night," and said good night to everybody, and then closed the debate when the debate moderator asked the two candidates, who do you prefer, the Steelers or the Eagles? And Oz, who's from Eastern PA, said the Philadelphia Eagles. And then Fetterman paused and kind of said, he might have been reading off the teleprompter, that he supports the Steelers, which he would. He's from Braddock, Pennsylvania. But again, that comes back to the fracking point. A lot of his supporters were angered by his answer, but a lot of them also, Tracy, said, well, he's confused, and mentally he's just not there. And maybe he doesn't really know right now what he supports, or at least at this moment in the debate can't articulate it. All of which is a good reason why he probably shouldn't have been voted for on Tuesday. But he got enough votes, and now Pennsylvania, which I wrote a piece on this for National Catholic Register, maybe people could check it out. Pennsylvania was a staunch pro-life state. I mean, we're the state of Governor Bob Casey Sr. of Planned Parenthood v. Casey. We were the state of Rick Santorum, one of the leading pro-life voices in the Senate. And now we have Bob Casey Jr., who's Catholic and is no longer pro-life, very clearly. He has a very pro-choice voting record. We have John Fetterman, who's really extreme on abortion. And we have Josh Shapiro, the Democrat, who's now replaced Tom Wolf, the Democrat, who used to be an escort for Planned Parenthood clinics. So Pennsylvania, which was this staunch pro-life state, is really, at least in terms of the governor and the two senators, it's not there anymore. And I think that's a loss, just not for Pennsylvania and the pro-life movement, but nationally for the pro-life movement.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you know, I grew up there. It really has changed a lot. Running out of time, but quickly, Paul, what do you think's changed?
Well, it's a good question. I think it's the Democratic Party. And, you know, Ronald Reagan famously said he didn't leave the Democratic Party left him. And people who've remained in it, including Bob Casey Jr., who came out, Tracy, amazingly in June after the Dobbs decision and publicly said that he was against the Dobbs decision, which affirmed his father in Planned Parenthood v. Casey. So they're at the point today where the Democratic Party has become so staunchly pro-choice on the abortion issue that you could count literally on one hand and maybe even subtract 2 or 3 fingers, I don't know, the number of pro-life Democrats in the entire Congress. So a lot of these people in the party that are the elected legislators have drifted along with the party culturally on the abortion issue and other cultural, social issues as well.
Yeah, a lot to unpack here. I wish we had more time. We have to leave it right there. Always so great to be with you and get your insights. Thanks so much, Dr. Kengor.
All right. Thanks, Tracy. Take care.